Hello, hello, hello. So here we are. These are going to be happening every Sunday. So this is it's your pick a card um, reading, and you got to choose three piles. So the first one is a love reading, and remember these are general readings. So not everything will resonate. Hopefully something does. And the first one is a love reading. The second one is abundance, and the third is life path. So we have here, I'm going to start with the love reading and let's just dive right in. I'd like to ask that only angels, guides, and spirits of the highest vibration answer through the cards. I ask for grace, divine objectivity, clarity, and compassion in these readings that I may find the messages that resonate. These are timeless, so this message is for you when you find it. So we do these, we are going to be doing these every Sunday. And we're going to start right now with the love reading. Let's just get right to it. Let's get to getting, as we say in the South. And if you chose the love reading, this one is for you. So let's see. I'm using three different decks. I'll tell you what they are just for fun. I'm using the Muse Tarot, which looks like this, which is a very fun deck. We're using the Power of Love affirmation cards by James Van Praagh. Very, very nice. And we're using the, oh shoot, I can never remember what these cards are called. What are they? The Divine Energy Oracle. I don't know why I can't remember that. I was looking because it's down underneath. So the first card is the dominant energy, and we're starting with the love reading. So if you chose the love reading, this one is for you. And so the dominant energy card I pulled from the tarot, and we got the Three of Inspiration. So the Three of Inspiration, what a lovely card. This card is suggesting that you're kind of between the manifesting and the receiving. So if you have been looking for a relationship or looking to improve or strengthen a relationship, you're probably feeling a little bit like you're kind of not making progress. And the Three of Inspiration card, really, the message here is that you need to take care of things. There's some things that you need to do while you're waiting for things to kind of fall into place with your relationships. And, anytime we do a love reading and we're talking about relationships, it's usually the question is always about romance, but how you manage one thing is how you manage everything. So how you manage all of your relationships are going to be reflected in everything else, in all of your other relationships. So this doesn't relate just to your romantic relationships. It's all of them, with your family, with your friends, with your coworkers. And so while you're in between waiting for this relationship to occur or for it to move forward, every relationship gets to a point where you either have to move forward or break up, right? It's because there really is no such thing as standing still. We're either growing together or we're growing apart. So this card suggests that you're kind of in that process of either looking for or getting close to finding, or that you're getting close to being ready for the next level, which may be starting a new relationship, even if you're not in a relationship. But you're in a place where it's time for you to move forward in positive ways. And this card comes to tell you that all in divine timing, but you need to take care of your business right now. And you need to be looking within and taking care of yourself. Be the kind of person that you would date. If you're married, there's really no excuse for not being the person you want to date. Treat the person you love most in the world like you love them most in the world. Relationships either, love dies a slow, apathetic death, unnurtured love. If we don't treat it with the attention and the respect that it deserves. But before you can love anyone else with your whole heart, you must love yourself with your whole heart. So if there are things in your life that need to be addressed, now is the time to be doing that. The general consensus with romantic love, if you don't have it in your life, is to stop looking for it, because that's when you'll find it. But this one is coming to you, this card, I think this card is just so lovely. This card is asking you to be creative in your thoughts and to take care of things. This isn't really the time to be idle. Just because you may not be in a relationship, or because your relationship isn't moving forward like you'd like it to, doesn't mean you sit around and wait. It's time for action. It's time for you to be really looking inward and working on those aspects of yourself that make you the kind of person that you would date or marry, for that matter. So let's see what what the energy oracle has to say. So we've established the dominant energy is that you either need to be working on yourself or actively working on your relationship if you're already in one. So let's see what we have here. Well, okay. The first card is correct your mistakes. So sometimes the mistakes are still, they're still internal. They're those things that we need to do. Sometimes this is, you need to apologize for something that you did or something like that, or you need to start being a little more attentive or paying more attention or putting the phone down and actually looking your partner in the eye when you speak, giving them what they need and then allowing them to give you what you need. This wonderful exchange of energy that happens in healthy relationships. But being a healthy person, being a physically, emotionally, spiritually balanced person. And we're not that all the time, but at least working on it. Being aware that, that we have our need, knowing what our needs are that need to be met and what our partner's needs are that need to be met. And if you are not in a relationship, this message with this is for you to break the cycle and do things a little bit differently. Be your most authentic self, by the way. Be your most authentic self. And again, be the person that you would date. If you want an honest, integral, funny, smart person, be an honest, integral, funny, smart person. If you don't like the kind of people you're attracting into your life right now, then there's some inner work that needs to be done. And the next one is trust the divine plan. So for those of you that are in relationships and are working on them to improve them one way or the other, this is about giving it time. Doing the things that you're supposed to do, taking care of business as it should be taken care of, with creative solutions and breaking cycles. But trust the divine plan. Don't try to rush things. Let things happen the way they're supposed to happen. For those of you that are not in a relationship and looking for a relationship, this is don't rush it. Stop looking. Stop looking up under every rock and up every tree for your twin flame. Stop looking for that soulmate on every corner and wondering if every single thing you see is a sign. And use this time wisely to become someone who can contribute to a relationship in a very healthy way. If you want a healthy relationship, you need to be able to contribute in a healthy way. Take a look at your past experiences and what did you grow from? How did you grow? What did you learn? What can you do to make the next relationship even better? And for those of you that are in a relationship, how are you contributing to the things that need to be improved? Sometimes it's just it's as simple as changing the way we respond to things, and other times it's just being very aware of our own needs and of our partner's needs, and being willing to be open to growing together. So that's quite simple. So let's see what our love affirmation is. Loyalty. So are some of you having trouble finding loyalty, or are some of you having trouble with loyalty? Being loyal yourselves. Sometimes being loyal means not quitting before the miracle occurs, not giving up, not tuck and tail and running when things get rough. or just assuming the worst. Sometimes loyalty is sticking it out through the tough times. And sometimes it's not allowing people to be toxic and being willing to move on and trusting the divine plan. So the card we got is loyalty. And this one says, your reliability demonstrates your loving sense and devotion and consistency of being. So this is showing commitment to the relationship, commitment to yourself. So if you are in a position where you're needing to get out of a relationship, this is asking you to, again, look inward, correct your mistakes, not loving yourself enough, believing the self-limiting beliefs that were never true, letting go of the things that are so self-defeating that prevent us from having and attracting healthy relationships, and trusting the divine plan that when we are whole, we will be able to recognize the blessings as they're presented to us. So being loyal, this is also about being loyal to yourself. For those of you who are in a relationship that's needing a little bit of help, this is don't quit before the miracle occurs. Do the work. Be willing to do the work. And once you've done that, just trust what happens. Trust the divine plan. Trust that Spirit knows better than you. So, creative solutions, love of self, being willing to do the work, and recognizing that I need to tell somebody out there that the world actually revolves around the sun. You are exceedingly important, but the world revolves around the sun. So there we have it. Now the good news is the Three of Inspiration suggests that good things are coming your way if you are willing to not be idle, to not sit around and wait for blessings to come to you, that you use this time to work on yourself. That good things are coming, that those things are happening. This card, the correct your mistakes, is telling you that you have a second chance here. You have the opportunity to move forward in a positive way, break toxic cycles, if that is indeed the case, and to recognize how you contribute and how you can improve what you contribute. This card, Trust the Divine Plan, is a promise that blessings are coming, that the relationship you seek, that what you're hoping for is within your reach. If you will allow it to happen the way it's supposed to happen, you can't force it, you can't rush it, and you cannot procrastinate it. You need to just be ready and trust that you deserve, believe that you deserve, know that you deserve love, and that you deserve healthy relationships of all kinds, not just romantic, but of all kinds. And that when you get to that point where you love the person looking back at yourself in the mirror, when you are aware of your strengths and your weaknesses, when you are aware of how you contribute both positively and negatively to your relationships, that you are going to be able to choose the more positive path with the brighter light, and then things are coming your way. And loyalty is here to tell you that it's going to pay off. So that affirmation again, your reliability demonstrates your loving sense and devotion and consistency of being. So this is going to be really, these things are going to be all that you need to get to the place you want to be in your relationship. So I hope that resonated with some of you, all of you, or at least some bits or parts of it. And of course, let me know in the comments if that resonated with you and how you feel about that. All right. So now we're going to move on to the abundance reading. So the abundance reading, prosperity reading. We're starting out with, as the dominant energy from the Muse Tarot, we have 8 of materials. Aren't these cool cards? Look how beautiful that is. So the Eight of Materials. So this card, remember, this reading is about prosperity and abundance and that kind of thing. This card comes to tell you that your skills matter, your experience matters, your growth matters, and that the work that you are doing to increase your level of expertise matters. And the reason that's important is because it means that it's going to pay off for what you're trying to work toward. So this card comes to suggest that you are either considering or moving into a place of, or continuing a place of, moving forward and continuing to increase your skills. And, for those of you that have been considering or contemplating going back to school, this card suggests that's a really great idea. For those of you that are working towards a promotion or trying to move up or move into another area, it suggests that you're going to be able to do that. And you're going to be able to do it because you are willing to do the work. This doesn't mean that you have to step on anybody else's backs to move up in the world. This means you're going to be able to move up and move towards your goals, your prosperity and your abundance goals, whatever that looks like to you, simply by the grace of you, because you're willing to do the work and because you're interested and you're curious and you're motivated to continue honing your skills and learning new skills and making yourself more valuable. And this card comes to tell you that all of that matters. And for you to please continue to build and expand your skills. So if you're considering taking a class or working with a mentor or becoming a mentor, because teaching and training, good teachers, good trainers are good students, and you'll learn a lot by sharing what you have, and I always say that, you don't really own information until you see it, do it, and share it. So it could be that for you as well. But this is a very, very good card to get if you are wondering about your prosperity and your abundance, and if those areas of your life are about to improve. And the answer to that is absolutely yes, as long as you continue to work towards excellence. And remember, being an expert doesn't necessarily mean that you know everything, but it means you know where to get the answer when you don't have it, and that you're teachable. So it means that you're absolutely on the right track. So let's see what what to focus on is. Interesting. Okay, so the first one is bust out of your cocoon. So this is suggesting that you need to be actively seeking to improve your skills and maybe add to them. I feel like this is actually asking you to do something bigger. If there's a promotion you're working for, ask for it. If you're trying to get a raise, ask for it. And be ready to tell them why you deserve it. And also to try new things, look at things in a different way, see things in a different perspective, approach your job and your learning and your career or whatever it is that you're looking towards for this abundance and this prosperity in different ways, because you may find that there are other opportunities for you that are calling your name. So another little message with this particular card is to be willing to stand up and be seen, to toot your own horn a little bit. It ain't bragging if it's true. Make sure they know who's doing the work. Make sure they know what work you're doing. Make sure they know when you volunteer, when you take a class, when you do something extra, when you add a new skill. Keep that resume updated and make sure that people know that you're doing that. This is be creative about it. Look for other opportunities. Don't stay in your own little world, because there's all kinds of things going on, exciting things around you that may be perfect for you, that are going to take you even higher and help you dream even bigger. And then the other one is to accept disappointments gracefully. Now, this is an interesting card, because accept disappointments gracefully. This comes when typically, this comes when we're not dreaming big enough. This doesn't mean you're about to be disappointed necessarily. What this means is you need to bust out of your cocoon, right? You need to get creative. You need to be doing other things. We always approach things with some sort of an expectation. This card is asking you to let go of those expectations. You figure out what it is you want and what you need and what you're willing to work for. And then you commit to doing it. You set those intentions. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. You decide what needs to be done. So you worry about the what and you worry about the why. What's your motivation? Why is this so important to you? How is this going to help you in the long run? How is this going to help your loved ones, your family? How is this going to help those around you? How is this going to improve the footprint that you leave behind? This is telling you that maybe you need to dream a little bigger. Usually when we really want something and it feels like we're getting the answer no, sometimes the answer is not no, sometimes it's not yet, because we have to trust divine timing. Things have to align and we have to be ready. Otherwise, if we push ourselves and we do something before we're ready, we tend to be disappointed, right? So this suggests actually that you might be told no a time or two, but you're going to be told no because remember this bust out of your cocoon card? It means that Spirit has something much better planned for you. Spirit always dreams bigger for us than we dream for ourselves. So just know that if something you've been working toward has been denied you, things that are supposed to be yours, that are designed for you, cannot be taken from you. So if there's something that doesn't happen exactly the way you were hoping it would, don't be disappointed. Be excited because it means Spirit's got something much bigger planned for you. And don't let those words of self-doubt come in and say, well, I can't do that. I've never done that. Well, that can't possibly be for me. It absolutely was. So you need to be watching for opportunities that are going to be coming your way, that are going to give you the opportunity to think outside the box, to step outside, to color outside the lines. And it's going to be something that's exciting for you, and it's going to move you forward in ways that you never dreamed of. And when you do that, accepting the disappointment gracefully is just going to make it much easier, because what's coming is going to far exceed your expectations, and you're going to realize that you needed to be dreaming bigger. I tell everybody, dream bigly. Dream bigly. That was the name of one of my cars one time. So let's see what our love affirmation card is. Spontaneity. Okay, look, we have bust out of your cocoon, and then we have spontaneity. And spontaneity, it says, you move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. So bust out of your cocoon. We've got a huge pattern here. Bust out of your cocoon. Creative things. Be watching for things. Accept disappointments gracefully, because this means that things may be going a little bit differently than you expected them to. But then you get spontaneity. These cards couldn't have gone any better together. When you move beyond the constraints of the mind, when you bust out of your cocoon, different authors, by the way, these cards aren't related. When you bust out of your cocoon and freely, lovingly embrace new situations, you're going to be glad that you didn't get exactly what you asked for, because what you're going to get is going to be so much better. So for those of you who chose the prosperity message, creative solutions, open-minded, looking for new opportunities, watching for those things that, looking in places maybe you didn't see before, seriously considering alternatives, and being excited and grateful when things don't work out exactly the way you hoped, because when they do work out, even though it's not the way you hoped, it's going to so far exceed your expectations. And keep working on those skills. Keep working on adding to your tool chest of expertise, and because you're going to need it because there's exciting things coming for you that are going to far exceed your expectations. So that's really good news for those of you that chose the prosperity or abundance pile. So I'm excited for you. Okay, life path. Those of you who chose life path. And incidentally, if you chose all three, these go together quite nicely. Are you seeing a pattern if you've watched all three? Because I think this is very cool. So now the third pile was life path. So if you chose a life path pile, this is for you. And the tarot card for our dominant energy is the Queen of Inspiration. Look at that card. I just love these cards. So now, life path. The Queen of Inspiration is all about dreaming bigly. So this carries on from that abundance and prosperity. It goes in quite nicely with that, don't you think? This is about dreaming bigly, living creatively, embracing the gifts in your life, finding the gifts in the chaos, which is something I talk about all the time. I say it in almost every single reading. Look for the gifts in the chaos. Recognize that with all blessings come a little bit of a sacrifice, but the sacrifices typically are things we're grateful for. So the Queen of Inspiration is here to encourage you to live, to shoot for, to aspire to joyous living and living authentically. And what's exciting about this is it's asking you to be your own leader. This card, on your life path, be your own leader. Live your most authentic life. Don't be afraid of being who you are. Don't be afraid of whether or not people are going to accept you or love you. And if you've been living inauthentically, if you're a people pleaser, for example, or you just really try to live up to your parents' expectations or your significant other's expectations, or you feel like you have to do these things to take care of your family, and therefore someday you'll be able to live the life you choose, but right now you can't. Any of those things, you're being asked really to maybe rethink that. Not that you shouldn't do things to get along, but there's a big difference between settling and compromising. And this is asking you to live joyously, live authentically, be your most authentic self. And remember, the universe responds much quicker to joy. Blessings just pour over us because joy is a form of gratitude and gratitude is love. So let's see what our, okay, can't make this shit up. So the first oracle card you get is live life to the fullest. So we've got the Queen here that's asking, the Queen of Inspiration here, asking you to live creatively, dream bigly, think outside the box, live joyously, live your most authentic self, and then live life to the fullest. So, eat the cake, burn the pretty candle, dance in the kitchen, sing like nobody's listening. Do those things that seem so amazing to you, regardless of what other people think. Live life to the fullest. Live your best life as best as you can in this moment. Don't accept those limiting beliefs. All limits are self-imposed. So if you say you can't, you're right. In order for us to live life to the fullest, we have to let go of things that hold us back. And quite often what holds us back is ourselves, is the fear of all kinds of things, the fear of failure, the fear of not being accepted. You know what? Don't worry about any of that. Our fear of what could happen is always much, much worse. What we think and dream up, we dream really bigly in the negative. When we worry about all the things that could happen and all the things that could go wrong, we dream really big. Well, Spirit's asking you to dream that big in the positive. What if I try it and I succeed? What if I try it and it's amazing? What if I try it and it leads me to something even bigger? Because typically that's what happens. And the more joyous we are, and the more authentic we are, and the more daring we are, and the more courageous we are. And that doesn't mean we're not scared, by the way. What's the quote? The quote says, if you can't let go of your fear, do it scared. Yeah, do that. Now your next one is to focus on success. Now, success is a funny thing, because what I consider success may not be what you consider success. You get to find it. That's what's so exciting about it. You get to define success. You get to live life to the fullest and define your own success. And that's what's going to bring you joy. So focus on success. So what was I just saying? I was just saying to dream bigly in the positive. Dream about, what if I do this and it's so amazing? What if I do this and it leads me on to even bigger and better things? What if I dare to dream so big that even if I get half of what I asked for, it's still so amazing? And this is saying, yeah, do it. How cool is that? Focus on success. Recognize, and the way the law of attraction works, we're all taught to be, society tells us, and I say all the time, society is a horrible parent, terrible parent. But we're taught to be very goal oriented. What we don't realize is when we are very goal oriented, what we tend to do with that is we tend to always be focused on the goal. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't make goals and that you shouldn't have plans and that you shouldn't have ideas about living your best life and living life to the fullest. But the future is being created right now, and the magic is not in attaining the goal. The magic is in the journey. The magic is in the lessons that we learn, the people we meet, the situations we find ourselves in on the way to achieving the goal. It's who we become as we work towards that goal. But here's the funny thing about it. We need to have goals, because if we don't have any, we never go anywhere. We wake up 10 years from now, we're right where we were. But here's the thing. When we're only focused on the goal and we're not focused on the moment that we're in, not only are we missing all the magic that we're in, but we're focused on what we have not yet attained. Well, the way the law of attraction works is whatever we focus on is what we manifest. So if all I'm focused on is this goal that's way out here in the future, and I'm focused on what I have not done yet, what I have not accomplished yet, what I have not received yet, what I have not moved towards yet, what I have not done yet, I'm going to continue manifesting that. It's like the person who says, I'm going to spend the next 6 months looking for a job. Well, you just guaranteed that you're not going to find a job for the next 6 damn months, because you've just said, I'm going to look for a job, rather than saying, I'm an artist. I'm going to look for a job as an artist. Do you see the difference? This is saying focus on your success. Focus on it as though you already have it. Being grateful in the moment for what you have and recognizing that what you have now is going to bring you even more blessings. And the next thing you know, and because you're living life to the fullest, you are being joyful. You're focused on success. You're focused on the things that matter the most to you. You're going to be manifesting more of that. And the more you manifest that, the more joy you put out into the universe, the more joy and success comes to you. It's just a vicious little circle of love and excitement and success that you get to define. Doesn't get any better than that. So let's see what this says with a joy. They were random pulls. I shuffled, cut, and drew. Joy, you delight in the love of life. Oh my gosh. Live life to the fullest. You delight in the love of life and bring a spirit of fun in all you do. Spirit of fun, which is exactly what the Queen of Inspiration is asking you to do. So, my friends who chose Life Path, what you're being asked to do is be creative, be your own leader, be your most authentic self. Step out, take hold of the reins. Don't wait for blessings and success to come to you. Be amazed and in wonder and in awe of all of the gifts that you already have. Take the risk and live life to the fullest. Take the opportunities. Um, do the things that maybe seem a little crazy to you. Maybe they're a little scary. Do the things you've always wanted. You want to learn to roller skate? Learn to roller skate. You want to learn how to ski? You want to learn a foreign language? You want to start learning to play a musical instrument? Do you want to change careers? Do you want to find the love of your life? Do you want to paint? Do it. You don't have to be great at it, because it isn't about being great at it. It's about being great in it. It's about how it makes you feel. Expressing yourself and living a life of creativity is a life expressing yourself and in a life of joy. You can't ask for more than that. And focus on success. Don't focus on what you've not attained. Don't focus on what you're missing. Don't focus on what you've never done or mistakes you've made in the past, perceived mistakes, because I believe all mistakes are learning opportunities. So an opportunity is an opportunity. It's not a mistake. It was an opportunity to learn something in a creative way, and that is just that. So focus on your success and joy. You delight in the love and life and bring spirit and fun to all that you do. So this is all about living gratefully, joyfully, and authentically. So for those of you wondering what you need to be doing, very, very clear. Creatively, living life to the fullest, focusing on your success, and sending that joy that's a result of all of that out into the universe so that it can come back to you and bless you. Spirit is just waiting for you to ask for what you want and for you to take one step forward. What is it? What's that? There's another one of those quotes. I really should look these up and figure out who wrote them so I can give them with some credibility. But there's this quote about take one step forward and towards your goals, and God will take 10 steps towards with you. You know, that all we have to do is express a desire and ask. That all we have to do is make that littlest bit of effort and show and, ask for the assistance. So what a lovely thing. Now I'm going to tell you, this seems like such a simple thing, but this focusing on success and living life to the fullest is pretty hard for some people. Because a lot of us, especially those of us that are nurturers by nature, need that on a baseball cap, nurturers by nature, we believe that we are doing this when we are doing for other people. Let's ask you, don't forget to do for yourself. Don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget that who you are is just as important. Your opinion matters. You matter. And you're exactly who you're supposed to be. And when we can do that, you're going to be living the life that you choose. And that's kind of what it's all about. So, yay for those of you who chose the life path. You know, what's interesting to me, none of these had anything in there. Nobody was being scolded today. There is no, knock it off or this isn't for you kind of cards. And sometimes we get those, sometimes every card comes in reverse and, like I said, we didn't get any of that today. It was all three readings were about just being your best self, taking care of your business. I want to tie these three readings together, if I may. So in the first card in the love, it really is, let's talk about this as love for self. So we're asked to be proactive, be active, an active participant in our healing and in our forward momentum. Correct our mistakes. Just recognize what we could be doing better and do it better. Trusting the divine plan and recognizing that Spirit probably has much bigger plans for us. And our loyalty, don't quit just before the miracle occurs. Commit to it, own it. Own who you are, own what you want, and go for it. And then in our prosperity, we got the 8 of materials. continue looking, continue growing, continue working on yourself. This is a continuation of that first reading. Bust out of your cocoon, try some new things, accept those disappointments gracefully, because God isn't saying no. He's saying, I got something way better. And spontaneity, try those new things. Trust your instincts. Be ready to move forward. You can't even see that. That's a hot mess. And then for our life path, we've got the Queen of Inspiration, which is about busting out in creative solutions and recognizing that we matter, and to live life to the fullest. It's almost like this. This came up in one way or another in all three readings. To be your most authentic self, do the things that are most important to you. You will draw to you the people and situations that belong in your life when you are doing the things that you're supposed to be doing in your life. Focus on success. Be focused on what's important to you. Be focused on where you want to be, and live as though you already have every gift. Be in the moment. Be present. And joy, because the universe responds much quicker to joy. Find the gifts in the chaos. Move forward with love, with compassion, with enthusiasm, with excitement, with joy, and the blessings will pour down on you, and you get to the point you think you don't even deserve it, but believe me that you do. So I want to tell you, for those of you that watched all three of these, that you are worthy, you are deserving, and you are enough. Thank you for letting me read for you, and I will see you next Sunday.